All right, this is Relearn 2.2D. This one's about some different arrangements of angles that happen when you have two lines and you cross them with another line. And if the lines are parallel, then you get some certain properties about those. So I'm going to just do a little quick review here. I'm going to add a page, go to the next one, and I'm just going to create a situation here. So let's say we have this line and another line that's parallel to it. So these lines mean they're parallel, and then let's say we have one more line that crosses those. And it can be any line, let's say right there. Okay. Now, when we do that, we have a couple things going on in here. The space between the two parallel lines is called the interior, and the space outside the two parallel lines is called the exterior. And then we have angles on the inside and on the outside, and I'll just quickly label them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And you might have noticed already that there's some vertical angles, so like A and D are the same, E and H are the same, G and F are the same, C and B are the same. But we have some more angles that are the same here. And if you look closely, you might notice that C and F look an awful lot alike. And C and F are known as alternate or alternating interior angles. And if you have two lines like we do that are parallel and they're crossed by another line, then alternate interior angles are the same angle. So angles, the measure of angle C is equal to the measure of angle F. Likewise, you probably notice there's another pair like that. D and E are congruent angles. They have the same measure. So they're also alternate interior angles. The measure of angle D is equal to the measure of angle E. Okay. Now, you probably noticed that while E is the same as H because they're vertical angles, and A is the same as D because they're vertical angles, so that means that A must be the same as H. And A and H are known as alternate exterior angles. And so A and H and G and B are pairs of alternate exterior angles, and alternate exterior angles are also the same. So I can say the measure of angle B is equal to the measure of angle G. Those are alternate interior angles. And we have some other congruent angle pairs like E and A. I'll pick a new color here. E, this angle right here, and this angle right here are also the same. A and E, they're equal. B and F are equal. C and G are equal. These are all congruent pairs. And D and H are equal. And all those in red, they're known as corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are congruent in a situation like this. And one last thing you might notice, we know for sure that G and H are a supplementary pair because they make a straight line. Likewise, F and H would be a supplementary pair. And since F and C are the same, and C and D are a supplementary pair, that means that angles like this, I'll choose this color, angles that are on the same side of the line and on the interior, or the same side of the line and on the exterior, are supplementary. So here's like same side angles whether interior or exterior, are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. All right, so let's do a couple problems here. So if M is parallel to N, and we'll put these little lines like this means they're parallel. What is the measure of X? Okay, so we're given some information that 157 degrees is this angle. We know that that angle will be the same as, like, say, this angle Y, right? So Y is equal to 157 because they're corresponding. And X and Y are supplementary, so if Y is 157, then X is 180 minus 157, and that's equal to 23. So the measured angle X is 23. It turns out that X and the 157 degree angle are supplementary. Okay, so now in this figure it says find the measure of angle 1 if the measure of angle 2 is 105. So 2 is 105. Well, 1 and 2 are corresponding angles, and we found out that if P and Q are parallel, so we're assuming they're parallel here, corresponding angles are the same. So if the measure of angle 2 is 105, then the measure of angle 1 equals 105 also. Okay, and in number 3 it says if M is parallel to N, which is the alternate exterior angle to angle D? Well, remember this part out here and out here are the exterior. And alternate means the other side of the line. So we're going to go to the exterior, which would be either W or H right in here. But since D is on the right side of the line, we want W is on the alternate side of the line. So angle W. And in the last problem, find the value of X if M is parallel to N and Y is 65. So we know those two are parallel. Notice that these are alternate interior angles, and alternate interior angles are equal. So we know that 2x minus 7 is equal to y. And we're given that y is 65, so 2x minus 7 has to equal 65. And then, so we can add 7 to both sides, and we get 2x is equal to 72. So x is equal to 72 divided by 2. Which is 36. All right, go ahead and practice the other problems, and then you'll be good to do the retake.